Excellent.
Rename Chewbacca.
You know, I was pushing for that, but they didn't like it, so yeah.
So it was really Chewie's time to shine.
It was really. It was fun to film, and it's such a fun film. You know, with the purpose of and the tone being for an adventure film that you don't really have to think too much or get too heavy on the heart. And yeah, it was wonderful. I really enjoyed what we achieved.
Yeah, but you've been able to bring so much life to the character, and you've had more screen time in Chewie than Peter at this point. But you embody everything that Peter ever brought to Chewie.
Exactly, yeah. To me, it's always important to keep the character the same and not break the spell, so to speak, that we keep, because Peter established Chewie in the original trilogy. And can we get a big applause for Peter Mayhew? Because this is the first time that this kind of legendary, iconic character, I think, has been passed down with such grace and with Peter has been so good about it, and I really thank him for this, because you know it's not easy to pass something that you worked so hard all your life, and he's kept the fans happy, and he's been engaged with the fans for so long, but I'm happy that I got to see him actually at the LA premiere, and he was really happy about the performance, and he thought that Chewie we had made justice for Chewie in this film, and that's a great thing for me.
That's awesome. And for those of you who haven't seen it, this isn't a huge spoiler, but there's a scene in one of the Sabbath games where Chewie, you just kind of go over to the side, and it is almost a throwback to the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's fun. I need to see it again. Yesterday I was at home or at the hotel room. The baby was sleeping, and I was listening to the soundtrack of the movie, which is just great. And you can't really, when you watch the film, you're so involved in the high-speed adventure of it all that you can't really pay attention to the soundtrack. But John Powell, who wrote the soundtrack, he told me that he's going to send me the Chewie theme song, the theme tune, and like the sheet music. I'm still waiting for that, John, if you're listening. But it's so great that Chewie finally has a place that's not just not just like everyone's seeing sidekick, but in this movie, you know, you get to see Chewbacca really make decisions and really work as a character that could go any way and any which way as he makes choices and acts with his newfound friends.
And by the way, I saw you in Knoxville, I think, 2 years ago. And since then, congratulations are in order because you have a baby Wookiee.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, little baby Atos is his name, Aatos. He's growing to be a Wookiee because he is such a big baby. We are so happy that he's happy, and because his teeth haven't yet set in, so we still have a couple of weeks, I think. And but yeah, it's just so much fun to think about the time in the future when I can show him these movies and say that, you know, I know you don't believe me, but Daddy was in that costume right there.
So you were at Penn State, basketball player. How did you go from Penn State to putting on the iconic costume of Chewie?
Well, I was just doing various jobs back in Finland. I went to to the marketplace, they said. Whenever Finland does something great, like wins the ice hockey championship, we go to this marketplace, this big plaza in Helsinki, and everyone just goes there and takes a swim in this fountain. And these guys were there, and they were naked. Were you there? I don't know if you were there. You've taken a swim in there? Okay, no, but they will be at the marketplace later on today. They'll catch an early flight or something. But yeah, Finland is very proud. I'm so happy that I have these. I have Penn State, which is like kind of my American home, and then I have Finland, and it's kind of fun to have multiple families. And now Star Wars is my third, and maybe will be the most influential family that I've ever belonged to. And it's great to have these connections, and I'm very, very thankful for what's happened. But yeah, back to my original answer. I was just working various jobs, and I received a phone call from the Finnish Basketball Association. Yeah. Who knew they do recruiting for movies nowadays? They said that there had been this casting call, a request from this very desperate casting agency looking for 7-footers with blue eyes. And I said, yeah, sign me up. And I did a recording, self-taped recording at the Espoolahden Lukio. You guys, two people will know what that means. It was my old high school, and I went there. I was substitute teaching girls gymnastics at the time, and I went from I went from a girls school teacher to playing Chewbacca. Don't recite that anywhere. I'm tired of answering questions. So you sold insurance? So you went from a gym teacher?
Just between us.
Just between us.
No one else
really.
is listening. Even
you, Jawa, in the back. It's not for anyone else's ears. So turn off the lights and no, I'm just kidding. How did those eyes work, by the way? Anyways, so yeah, I did. It's great to guys. You can't see him, but he's there. He's a Jawa. Come to the center aisle, please. Wow. That is amazing. He's got stuck. He got stuck. That's great. I mean, this is just, wow. You stole Luke's sand speeder? That is great. I don't want to know what you did to Luke. Amazing. Yeah, I agree. Should we do it now? Do we have time?
we have time.
I don't usually do this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's give a break.
Question for you. All right, so yeah, that is. I forgot my question. I forgot my answer, but yeah, I hope you. Yeah, school teacher Chewbacca, you know the works.
Just between us, it's all good. Go ahead.
Well, first off,
Perfect. We got
first off, just want to say, saw Solo on Friday, loved it. Really great addition to the Star Wars mythos in the same day as Megacon. Really like your role in it as well. And since I know I'm really the one question I did, instead of asking why, just the love of Chewbacca and how you better practice the role. Now you're filling those shoes and taking it in the direction and actually what you love about Chewie. I want to ask a more practical question. What's the longest time you've ever worn a Chewbacca outfit, and how do you feel about it?
Great question. So the longest time I've ever had the mask on, because that's what counts, right? Because the longest time I've done 10-hour days of 12-hour days of just wearing the suit, but I've taken the mask off every once in a while. But the longest I've ever stayed in the mask was in the Fuerteventura when we were filming in the sandy scenes for the film, and it was 4 hours. I took a nap. I took an hour nap, in the sand on these. They had these wonderful woven, platforms or whatever chairs they were, and I took a nap on one of those, and 4 hours it was, and it was kind of nice because on that beach it was really windy, so it wasn't really hot, so I was able to stay in the suit for a long time. I was actually the only person comfortable on that set. Everyone was so cold because if you get a relentless wind on you the whole day, you eventually get really cold if you don't get warm. So, but I was always warm. Not to, yeah, if we don't count the sand, pieces of sand that would go in my eyes every once in a while. But yeah, and I deal with the heat just by cooling myself off. You know, there are a lot of floor fans around the set always when we're working in the studio, and I just go find one of those and just sit in front of it and be quiet, which is what most people find surprising. But I'm actually, when we're shooting, I'm actually pretty quiet because it's. So it's really, it's really good that I can't, nobody can understand me.
So they have the sound after? I'm sorry.
Yeah. For all those of you who don't know, I make the sound. I make the sound, and everyone loves it, but they still record over it. They have these 1,000-pound bears, and apparently they make a much better sound. And there's a scene in the movie where I don't want to say this word, but up to the final stages of the edit, I heard that they had my voice there, and they laughed. It got a laugh every time, and it was when I don't want to spoil anything, but it was they mentioned a name. Woody mentions a name, and I go, oh. I don't want to say the word, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, bleep. And it was so funny that they kept it until the last. The Skywalker Sound people were telling Ron, listen, we're going to find a good bear sound for that. We're going to find it, and they did eventually. So, but it's good that we don't have swearing in the film. So, thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look behind you. Oh yeah.
Okay, my question is, how is it determined to understand Chewbacca and who doesn't?
I mean, I think you have to have lived with the Wookiees in order to understand it. And yeah, apparently certain people in this film have been there at some point in their lives. Yeah, I think yeah, that was the answer I came to understand when we were filming, that some guy named Han has spent some time with the Wookiees.
I'm sure it's somewhere in 3PO's 6 million forms of communication.
Exactly, yeah. And 3PO just was programmed to understand it. Okay. Yeah. I'll take that. Only Penn State offers it. Great school. Should go.
Love Solo, by the way.
Thank you.
By the way, if you're in this room and you haven't seen Solo, you're wrong. Very, very minor spoiler, but there's other Wookiees in Solo.
Yeah.
And supposedly one of them is played by Anthony Daniels, who's traditionally C-3PO.
Oh, Anthony was is actually in the film with his face. He's not a Wookiee.
Oh, he wasn't?
Yeah, no. He's in that one scene when Chewbacca is. Oh, no, I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. But you can see him, but it's really quick. It's really quick. It's he's not really on the screen for long.
Okay.
And it's in the heat of the moment.
I had heard that he played a Wookiee.
Rumors get twisted. That's a broken tongue.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
But the question with the other Wookiees, how was that working with them? Did you give them a lot of advice? And was there like a Wookiee school or something like that? Hopefully having more than just you on set.
Besides Penn State.
They did, and I just kind of when we were filming, I was teaching one of them who plays a Wookiee called Sagwa, and I was like trying to do a light Wookiee school in between filming, and I think it went well because for doing this for three films now, I feel like I've gotten down what works and what might not work. And the essential thing is to make things look really heavy, so that you're a heavy creature and not light on your step, kind of like a dancer or anything like that. Wookiees are not really graceful, so that's the the idea that I'm trying to go for always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. So I know that your voice isn't one that we often hear.
But it should be.
Should be. So, can you teach us how you do it? The Chewbacca sound?
Oh, well, there are two things. I just make the sound like the, and then, which actually I met this guy yesterday. If you're in the audience, please stand up. But he did the best Wookiee sound. He had this periodic table of Star Wars and he was just the best at making the sound. Never mind that his brother told me that his laugh actually sounds like a Wookiee. So, but he did it so well. Yeah, so you do that, you know, and then you also practice your rolling your R's, which is difficult for Americans because you guys don't have to do that in your spoken language. You do those two things, and eventually you become a Wookiee. Thank you. I have a feeling my panels are going to get very monotonous from now on. Yeah, that's it. No more Wookiee sounds. Questions with substance from now on. I'm not just a Wookiee voice box.
So, I always wonder, do you have your own stand-up for the action scenes?
Yeah.
How do you, how many events do you have? Candyland, maybe will be.
There was, for this one, because there was so much Chewie stuff, of course there was a stunt double who did the, usually when it was like a scene where it's quick, there's a high risk of injury or something like that, you know, they called him in. But yeah, I told them I wanted to do every possible thing that I can. But if it's a shot of Chewie's ankle in a corner of the frame, you know, then I said, yeah, maybe you can, you know, do it with the other guy, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Probably it's in the works, you know. Somebody will give him a medal at some point, because after all, he's doing amazing stuff after amazing stuff, movie after movie, without reward. So it's gotta be, you know. Thank you. I got a medal for placing 10th at our cross-country skiing competition on 3rd grade. So Chewbacca should have a medal in there somewhere for him. If not, the galaxy is just really wrong.
Hello, my question is, I saw awesome, I was home the other day watching sports and I saw awesome piece on everyone's sports and
Oh yeah.
really cool. I'm kind of flipping your question. I love comics, I love everything. I want to know a couple of the best players who played against that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I think it was Greg Oden at the time. He's no longer playing. And who else? I didn't play against him necessarily, but Shannon Brown from Michigan State, he was really good. Is he still playing? Oh, okay. But he was a beast. Yeah. Oh, okay. But he was really good. Thank you.
I am asking this as a dare for my son. So, you can answer that on your own time.
That's well, you know, it was a different time back then. I really didn't think it would grow up to be such a big deal, you know. You know, we were both young and
So that explains the shower scene.
basically. You know, nothing happened in that shower. I mean, Wookiees don't really, I mean, if human beings have insecurities, Wookiees don't really have that. Wookiees are just interested in food, flying, and not being not being insulted. You know, that's Wookiees, and Wookiees like to win. They don't like to lose. So, but apparently Chewbacca hasn't learned that yet. I mean, he got pretty angry with, yeah. Those of you who saw the apologist scene, apparently he never learned. Hey, nice to meet you. Exactly. Yeah. Well, Peter was a consultant in The Last Jedi. That's when the role finally was handed over to me in The Last Jedi, and that was all me doing the pork scene. And Ryan had a really good idea about it, and he told me, just look here, do this, look there, do that, and I had to like piece it. Like, what does he want? What does he want in this? And I had really tough time in coming up with the reactions because there was no porks there. I didn't see those. I didn't see those little things, you know. And after when you see it in the film, it makes perfect sense. But I was just look into darkness. You want a tennis ball, or can you do it with that? Like I was like, okay, I'll do. I guess I need a tennis ball if I can handle one, because it's much more easier to focus your look. But it was a fun scene to film, and they actually, the fun thing is, I had that thing in my hand, which looks like a chicken, and they had to attach the legs in CG because it looked too much like a chicken breast without, and it makes perfect sense. It was kind of hard to tell the difference, and I'm glad they put those legs in there. Thank you very much. But yeah, Chewbacca, that was a fun scene to do, and really, got a big laugh, and I always like laughs, to the point that it becomes ridiculous, and then, we shouldn't have so many laughs maybe, but hey, I love him because, Chewbacca is I think there's lots of room for Chewbacca. He can be that funny guy, but he can also be very serious and very, as we know in this film, there are many different, there's a big range for Chewbacca. What were you going to say? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's funny. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's not funny. You. Let's move on. With Ron, it was really, there was one thing that happened in the cockpit, I can't remember what that was. Ron was such a funny person, enthusiastic director, very skilled, he knew what he wanted. He had this vision for the film and the emotions and the arc of the scene always. It was really easy to shoot, especially Chewie stuff, because he wanted a lot of Chewie, and he got a lot of Chewie, maybe too much. You know, I gave him all I got. But he loved it. He thought, and when I wasn't, my favorite thing was, when I was one day, I thought, okay, I'm in the background again, working behind the other actors. Maybe I can just relax for a while. Because I'm contorting my body when I play Chewie. It's like, you know, which is very, sometimes my neck gets sore or something like that. And I was just thinking, I'm going to relax it for a while. And he notices immediately. He said, Joonas, are you feeling okay? Yeah, I just noticed you look a little lackadaisical. And I was like, okay, I'll pick it up now. But he noticed everything. And that's a great director. He pays attention to the total scene, and he really understood Chewie, the meaning of Chewie's presence in the screen, in the frame, which is actually all I'm interested in when I'm looking at the, well, not only that, but mostly because I care very much how Chewie looks on the screen, because that's the most important thing. And it was just that whole experience of Ron. Yeah, just being an awesome all-around director. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's such. Yeah. I was watching American Graffiti the other, like on the plane, and it was just like great. Ron Howard. His voice hasn't changed at all. He's still the most likable guy in the universe.
Yeah, you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyone that saw Solo knows what Chewie was doing before he met Han. So my question is, what do you prefer, Ride Porg or Imperial Soldier?
I think that's tough. That's tough. Imperial soldiers are kind of dry and tasteless. So, I mean, if I had to choose, and there was no cute porgs around me, I would say fried pork. I can't imagine it tastes anything but delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. For this film, they made, just for me, they made like 4 or 5 different Chewie suits because there was going to be a taxing shoot. We needed to have lots of different looks for Chewie. We might shoot one look today and the other looks tomorrow. And yeah, so we had to have that windswept look and we had to have all kinds of looks. And there was a lot of suits that they made. But yeah, I don't really get to go and look at them all one by one. They just kind of put it on me. I just work there. Thank you very much. Yeah, but we actually destroyed one suit completely. It was a great idea to shoot this one scene before anything else in the film. Just get it over with, and maybe ruin one Chewie suit that takes like hours and hours of like hundreds of hours of combined man hours to make. And it's a great thing to start a film with the scene that destroys one. So when you see the film, you know what scene I'm looking at. It's the first time we see Chewie in the film. Yeah, one suit was ruined. 3 weeks in that mud pit. The most amazing 3 weeks of my life. I was really happy to be there, and nobody wanted a hug. Let me just tell you. First day we had, my mother came to visit, and it's a set, and first day we had it was packed, everyone was excited about the film, and after 3 weeks there was me, Alden, cameraman, that's it, My mother was sitting outside, yeah, I'm good, I don't need to come and watch, you guys do your thing, it was like that. They were really excited. I mean, everyone was they still can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's something out of storybooks. Yeah, just like Donald Glover said it best. It feels like you're being cast in the Bible or something. It's like this ridiculous thing that happened, and I can't be but grateful for this opportunity. It's wonderful. I should research some words to say to that answer because I can't. It's really hard to put in the right words because it's so out of this world what's happened to me. Was all done by Jack. Just kidding. No, it was. It's just kind of we don't really talk about who did what in Force Awakens, but that's just kind of something I've left up to everyone else to decide. Yeah, because it's Peter. He'd been Chewbacca for so long. He created his unique physical presence. Was what created Chewbacca. He did such a great job, and I'm just trying to keep the character alive in its essence. And it doesn't really, we don't discuss it too much. But thank you. Yeah, it was all Jack. Jack decided. And he got his arm ripped off, more than once.
Joonas, we have about 4 minutes left, so we'll take just a couple more questions.
Excellent. Let's do them quick so we can get 5 or 6 more.
I dressed up as the wrong character Friday. I was bored, but then you might have cooked me, so we're.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen Solo, so I'm trying to say without creating spoilers. It's kind of dark. I don't mean like dark storyline. I mean like visually, it's dark. But did you guys shoot on? Are you like on set? Well, there's a set for when you're in. I can't say things without spoilers.
Yeah.
But was it very foggy outside?
Yes, it was exactly like you see it in the film. Like that's what you barely saw where you're stepping into, and that's Bradford Young's genius. He wanted a very natural look. He wanted every lighting had to have a source in the frame that you see, and there were no artificial lights. Only when they shoot a close up of Chewie, they put a hatch light on my eyes because you wouldn't be able to see my eyes, and you barely do.
I'm a filmmaker, and as a fellow filmmaker, who really gave me crap that he did about some things about that because I didn't like some of that either. But
I loved it.
And we just asked somebody, was that just the natural lighting, and that's what they went for. So thank you for answering that. Because I can't wait to say, well, at least that was a choice they made. Like we need to not pick. Some people don't like it. Other people are like, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of in between.
I loved it. I think Bradford Young is a genius, and he's an artist first. He comes from he's a real. I think he paints or something, and he's like a real artist, and he's not a movie guy at all. You know, he just came in and shined a light on our movie, and the movie looks beautiful.
It's difficult for the camera then too. You're going to have that fogginess in between cameras.
Yeah, but the cameras today, the digital camera that we shot on Arri Alexa 65 was really good in that.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would ask something else.
We've got time for one last question.
Hi. So you mentioned the shower scene earlier. On that note, what does wet Wookiee smell like?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, but nobody wants to hug him, so they'll never know. But yeah, it was. I think a wet Wookiee smells still good. You know, they use so much hairspray on. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, no, it's it's wet Wookiee is just people don't like the wetness. It's too much. Yeah, but I would imagine I smell pretty good. Yeah, thank you so much.
Joonas, the mantle of Chewbacca, I think we can all agree, could not have been passed on to a better person to carry on the legacy of this iconic character. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being the best co-pilot in all of the galaxy. And thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy the day, and remember, may the roar be with you.